Chat is loading. Streaming. And we're live. That's good. A bunch of exited host modes. Refresh that again. There we go. See? It's cleaner. Welcome to Hitzelberger's chat room. We're sniping against B ranks. I haven't warmed up. Stretch my hands over here. It's a good way to stretch your hands if you don't want carpal tunnel. Just saying. Oh look, the snipers aren't playing. I'm keeping with the two mains of bomb range because it's urgent and it's good on urgent. I'm bad. They're bad. Fighting B ranks. Let's go. What's going on, Cav? Yeah, we're smurfing. Thank you, Hell's Assailant, for the auto or non-auto host. Thank you for me for having bad aim. And let's bomb rush. Oh, especially since they had the tower. Oh, lol. Thought we were still pushing. That's not good now, is it? Strange Push is going really good, actually. Thank you for asking. Alright, so I'm gonna go get ready for the bomb rush up their hill. And the throwing of bomb at this asshole. I suck. Look how much I suck. I'm just not even gonna try to kill that guy. Ah. So we're gonna have to knock him out, and I think that we can. First, gotta land some shots. New stuff there. I'm gonna get on tower and start bomb rushing. I'm not. I'm gonna run away from the Luna. I hope you have fucking stealth jump, buddy. What's going on, guys? With me. What's going on, Appel? I was landing my shots, you know, actually doing that carrying thing I'm supposed to do. Probably would be winning. Like this shot. But this one. Need those shots. Thanks for all the host guys. Stranger Post Cyberbullies 2.0. Not really. I mean, we have a bunch of Cyberbullies members on there, yes, but Lux and DJ are on main squad and they make a big difference. Alright, nice bomb rush. Ah, I'm dead. Try low on your sensitivity. I mean, I play on -3, so no. They missed. They fucking missed. Come. Are you serious? Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh. And I kinda don't want to change my sensitivity to snipe because like I don't want sniping to be my main thing, and I kinda want it also to generally help my accuracy with other guns, so if they change my accuracy, wouldn't be the best thing ever. Maybe I could have more efficiently gotten bomb rush there. Oh well. That one was fun. Alright. I like my me name on this account, by the way. I think it's funny. Special charge up? Nah, I haven't. Yo, what's going on, Boo? How you doing? Nice to see you, man. Oh, we got double bomb rush, that's good. They got double sprinkler. Sniping's fun. Oh, thank you for that, because I missed. Trying to call off work. I know that feeling. Where's this guy at? What do you got? Oh, he's here. Alright, that makes up for last game. Yeah, I really like run speed on Splatterscope a lot. The peak shots are so much fun. And sometimes I do 4 mains of run speed. Alright, clearly the matchmaking system was doing something wrong because all the Bs are on one team and all the B minuses are on the other team. I left the lobby. Oh well. Oh, Boo, I don't know if you noticed, but we made a new team. Cody. Oh yeah, that's right. We were talking about it. We got kicked off of Komodo. We just picked up Perps, so now our lineup is Lux, DJ, Perps, and myself, and it's been working out really nicely so far. We scrimmed twice, and both the scrims went really well for us. The scrims last night, we lost the very first game and then won every single game, so that was good. And then we have Mullen, Tic Tac, and Pangit as subs. Well, Pangit can't play because of school, so we have Mullen and Tic Tac as subs. We're still looking for another person potentially, main squad, or some people that we can just have as subs. Like the way that we're handling subs is like the starting four is like the main team, and like that's all that we're like. We're not gonna be like Komodo was, where there's like a ton of people and we have to like work on them all and stuff like that. Like if people are good enough to like hang and be subs, like we want to be able to like why did I do that? It's whatever, Cav. The kick thing doesn't bother me, but yeah, like we're pretty much like the starting four. We want to like work really hard. And like for subs, it's either like work with us or be able to do it with us. Like we're not gonna like, we don't want to put in work like teaching people how to play and stuff like that. Unless like there's like a person where we're like, oh my god, like this person has so much potential. We have to like do this for our benefit. We're not really trying to like manage people like we have been on Komodo. Having like 20 people isn't like what we're trying to do. What's up, Burnt? Oh yeah, that's right, the NX stuff is today. So, alright, so I'm gonna be very real with you guys. I legitimately hope that we don't have Splatoon HD announced. I really don't want that, because all it's going to be is, oh, it's Splatoon, but you can't save scum or gear edit, and you don't have any of your gear. The only way I would like that is if you can transfer your save file from the original to the NX. Because I don't want to have to spend another year trying to get the same gear that I've already had. And to be fair, my main kit with Zimmy is not hard to get. It's 2 natural rolls and a mix roll. My kit with Splattershot's a lot harder to get. I'd have to get amiibo gear and a bunch of stuff, and go for like all RNG manipulation without save scumming. Like that sounds kind of hard. I don't know if I'll be able to actually do it. Ooh, that guy got me. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like I don't want a Splatoon remake. I'd rather have a Splatoon 2. And if they do a remake of Splatoon, it has to guarantee that like gear is not a problem at all. Like I don't care if I have to like periodically delete my save file on the NX, edit gear on the Wii U, and then transfer it to the NX. Like I'm totally fine with that. But if you can only do it once, or you can't do it at all, or there's no save scumming or anything like that, like I'm just not okay with that. Yeah, that's true. It has only been a year. But, I don't know, everyone's saying, like, oh man, I hope they do Splatoon HD, and it's like, no, please, like, I don't want to go back to the Dark Ages. Yeah, we are in the game's infancy, but from a business perspective, it's not that dumb of an idea. You know, if the game makes them money. What's going on, chicken? How you doing, man? Maybe I should try tenacity on this. It would be good for these ranks because my teammates are dying all the time. I just get bomb rushed constantly. Splatoon not already HD? I don't think that I have anything tenacity on this, so I'm not going to try for now, but... Yeah, remasters are free money, and if they think that putting a Splatoon HD will get people to adopt the NX instead of the Wii U, but I mean honestly, I don't know how many like hardcore Splatoon players there are for that to be like, oh my god, this like is like clearly the only way we can go about this. We have to make Splatoon one of our launch titles, and it has to be a remake. Like, I do think that announcing a Splatoon 2 would probably be smarter from then. Looks HD to me. And a lot of times, like, it is true though, a lot of times, like, if you look at launch titles of a lot of games, it's like a game that was popular on the last console, and they're just making sure that, like, people who like this popular game will have an option to play on the new system. Like, I don't know, like some Call of Duty, like, or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, boo. It's just like, I mean, I'd buy it and I'd play it, but at the same time, I wouldn't really want to. Yeah, and Splatoon, Nintendo also isn't really known to remake the same game like that. Where's my ink resist, bro? I have been using ink resist on this thing. Is that funny? Even doing? What am I even doing? Ow! Yeah, I don't have ink resist right now because Urchin's in rotation, so I put an extra mana bomb range on. If they port it with nothing changing it, that's exactly what I don't want, because then we won't have gear editing or saves coming. So there'll be no reason I won't want to play. I won't be able to play my stuff. Like, even if they, like, alright, whatever, gear editing, no, I'm still not okay with it, but, like, I'll play it, but if there's no saves coming, or just no consistent way to get gear, unless they do something where, like, okay, it's an HD remake, you already unlocked all your gear, like, let's just let you set whatever you want on your gear. Yeah, they probably won't announce anything that specific. It'll just be like, here's the new system, and here's one game. Or here's like a bunch of concept stuff. Oh, I got him. They might actually change the name. I mean, the Wii was called the Revolution originally, if you don't remember. What I think that I would like to see, is if they do remake it, you know, of course add a Sheldon's Pick 3, add a couple new maps or whatever, as long as they're not like really bad maps. And then what I'd like to see them do is replace Spike's RNG system with like a sticker system where like you can buy stickers. You can buy stickers and put the stickers on your slots. So instead of like rolling for RNG slots, you just put a damage sticker or 3 damage stickers. I think that would honestly be the best way. And then you can buy stickers from Spike even if they're random stickers. You know what I mean? Even if you don't choose which one it is and you have to keep trying until you get a damage sticker or something like that, it'd be way better than what the system we have now. The Wii X. They might do Wii 3. I'm gonna go play my Wii 3. My Wii. And then people will fucking type it like this. I'll fucking hate people. I'll hate people so much if they type it like that. I hate that shit so much. Like, this bothers me. Like, fuck off. Fuck off. You're saving one word, one letter. Smash 4, otherwise known as garbage. That's also how you spell Smash 4. Yeah, fuck that. I hate that. Fuck off, Douglas. Don't trigger me. No, I'm joking. Do you say you play the Wii U or with your Wii U? Because those two things are a little bit different. You know, there's some ways that you can interpret things. To older people and stuff. I mean, the Wii has been a name for such a long time. And if you're really like feeling that awkward about the name, you ready for this ledge snap? Why is my aim so bad? Damn, that sucks. Yeah, you can just say like, oh yeah, I played Nintendo games. And then you can pronounce Splatoon different. Like, yeah, I play Splatoon. Splatoon. It's not a weird sounding name at all. Socially meta. Ah, he got me. DC every 5 seconds. Speaking of such, we really gotta play with Ninwaru soon, because he seemed pretty promising as a tryout, but his internet was getting fixed, so he kept like DC. Like his internet was getting upgraded or something. There you go. Swiffer got better aim than me. Alright, come on. There you go. Come on. My aim's been terrible. There we go. Oh shit. Professional Splatoon player. This game really doesn't have pros, but it depends on how you define it. Although now with like big tournaments and stuff like that, we're technically... That's actually like an old like debate among shooters, is like people would use the word pros all the time because some games started having actual professional scenes. Like actual, like, you know, you can make a living off this, and then people started using the word pro in other games. It's like, are Dude and like some people like the Splatoon pros? Does that count? Damn. ESL, yeah, but I mean ESL is like really limiting and the settings are weird and stuff like that. Like, it's kind of a joke. Alright, I want to win though. And this isn't winning. So I'm going to be the incredible flanking Splatterscope. Yeah, and that's the thing. Some people define it as like, oh, you're making money. Some people define it as, like you win tournaments, like you're a top player. Like it doesn't matter if the scene is small, too small for you to make money by being the top player. You're still a top player. So we're gonna lose this game. But yeah. Usually, a lot of people use like the word pros to like define the teams that are like always making the top of the standings. So like technically you could say that I've been pro status at some point. Oh, we had a DC. Depending on how you define it. Damn, it sucks we went. We had really good KDs. Let's play again. I have a feeling like that Squiffer was also a Smurf. Like, let's see. Like, I know that I would have been considered one of like the quote-unquote pros at Perfect Dark Zero in this game, and that's probably it. But it depends on what time period we're talking about in this game. In Perfect Dark Zero, I was a top player consistently. I mean, that's not true. There was a lot of periods of time where I just focused on 2-on-2s, and the kind of main scene was 5-on-5. So like, it starts getting hazy. Like, I was a 2v2 pro, and then I got into top teams and started doing well towards the end of my time with that game. I mean, I will say without like any kind of like bias, I'll say that that Exorcist and I were like the best two Perfect Dark players in 2v2s consistently for like a year. Probably actually, if you look at the time, it's more like 8 months or something like that. I don't know what exactly the time frame would be, but and that's Dylan. His name's Wax Halfling. I host him sometimes. He shows up in chat sometimes. He was one of my Perfect Dark Zero MLG teammates. He was my 2v2 Perfect Dark partner. I played Gotham City Imposters with him and Jayless. He's one of the best teammates I've ever had, honestly. He's really good at games. He's really strong. Our personalities match up with each other a lot. We like each other's sense of humor. He's like a really, like, he was always the Slayer and I was always the support, and it just worked like that. And like, the way that 2v2s were in Perfect Dark Zero, it was modeled a little bit off of Halo 1, where you played first to 50 kills. And I don't know if you've played like shooters before, but 50 kills is a lot for 2-on-2s. The games would last a while, like sometimes 15-20 minutes, and you would consistently see these things where we would start a game losing, and then just figure out our opponents and have like the craziest comebacks. that's one thing about this game that I kind of miss from Perfect Dark Zero is like those super long, like intense games in tournament sets. Or game battle sets, really. There weren't the competitive scene for Perfect Dark wasn't really tournaments; it was game battles ladder. I'm getting out of here. I don't know, one of these days I might stream Perfect Dark Zero again, get Dylan in here. We played it not too long ago, but I don't think we streamed. We just started playing some random 2-on-2s, and some guys that you could tell... Alright, the best thing about it was you could tell, like, we set up a 2v2 lobby and just waited for people to join. And these two guys with, like, clan tags came in. And I don't remember if they had clan tags, but, like, they came in together, which means that like they joined off each other, and you could tell they knew how to play. They were doing all the stuff. Like mechanically, they were doing all the stuff. They were moving properly. They were trying to control the map properly. They were going for spawn skills properly. They knew what weapons to control, all that kind of stuff. And you could tell that they knew what they were doing, and they probably won most of the games that they played. And we just fucking destroyed them. We cock-blocked them so hard from like getting anything going. And they started like teabagging, and like they just like at the end like they couldn't win, so they just like camped in their spawn to waste our time. Like it was so funny, and it's like we haven't played this game in like 7 years, and our first day back, like we're fighting these kids who clearly know what they're doing, and we're just dominating them, and it felt really good. It was like we never left after like a game or two. Of course, like our aim was really off. In Perfect Dark Zero, aiming is really, really hard. Like, really hard. Like, if you think the stick aiming in Splatoon is bad, like, you've seen nothing. It was a difficult game to play by far. It was actually a pretty bad game. It was just that I got good at it. And the difficulty in aiming did mean that, like, you could, like, bypass people with movement and stuff. And I can talk about Perfect Dark Zero for a while, but... you know, aside from us having bad aim, it was just really fun to like go back to an old game that used to like dominate and play people that are clearly good and still win like you'd never left, which is pretty awesome. I love Dylan, he's a good friend. Sorry, that's my Perfect Dark Zero rant. That is, that ranks Splatoon, Perfect Dark Zero, Shadowrun, Halo 1, and Halo 2 are like the shooters of my gaming life. How much time we got left? Got a little bit of time. I think I got time for 2 more games. One thing that's a little bit weird about this community is a lot of the people that play this game came from other genres. Which doesn't mean that you can't be bad at a shooter. Oh my god. The KD. It doesn't mean that you can't be good, but we do have like a lot of Smash players and stuff like that. We do have a lot of fighting game players, or just people that didn't play shooters in general. And sometimes it can be weird because like you can't relate to like old shooter games. Like you see some mechanic, it's like, oh man, that's like that Transformer shooter. Remember that one? And it was like, I don't play that shit. 0-10, yeah. But yeah, I might make a video about just the shooters I've played and like my general thoughts on them. Maybe like a 10-minute video or something, just talking about little games. I'll get like some footage, kind of talk about like where my playstyle comes from, because my playstyle definitely comes from Halo. Fun fact, well, actually, you guys haven't played some of the... So, a bunch of recent shooters that I played before Splatoon, I just, like, started falling into the healer role. I don't know why. I've never liked healers before. I've always been a support player, but there's a difference between a support player and, like, playing support characters, if that makes sense. And like I used to always be like the rifleman. Like if you looked at my past games and tried to pick a weapon for me based on what I've played in the past, my weapon would be Splatterscope Pro. It's just that I play the bomb weapons like a mid-range rifle, but like with different types of hitboxes. Like I guess I'm more able to play the style. But the bomb stuff was never really. I mean, I've always liked grenades, but it was never like that incremental to my style. If anything, like really spammy stuff. Just spam corners, deny this area, which I guess makes sense, but I'm talking more about like a plasma rifle than a rocket launcher, if that makes sense. But pretty much in Splatoon, Ratchet & Clank, yeah. Pretty much in Splatoon, I'm playing like my Halo support style, but I'm kind of playing it, at least like how I started learning it, is I was like, okay, well this is kind of like Quake rockets, these burst bombs. So I'm gonna like pretend I'm playing with Quake rockets, but I'm gonna play my Halo support style. And if you're not aware, in Halo there is no classes. There are no, like everybody starts with the same weapon. There's no classes, there's no characters, there's no loadouts, although there was one of the recent ones which I don't want to talk about it, that one's bad. So like a support player in Halo is a support player, not a support weapon. We were talking about this in the Imperious Lounge lately, but like when people say support in a game, they usually mean one of two things. The thing that's more popularly interpreted as now because of like MOBAs and stuff is you're playing like an explicitly support character that like is worse in combat for like healing or CC or like buffing or debuffing or something, like, you know, like a support class in Halo, or I'm sorry, in like Overwatch, one of the support characters, or like in a MOBA or League of Legends or whatever. TF2, I guess, yeah, because TF2 has like the healer or the medic, whatever. And then you have the more traditional definition of the word in shooters, where it's like a player that plays a supportive style. Because like in shooters, you typically have slayers and you have support. That's like the two categories that you generally fall into, or like the combination of like player type that your style is made out of. And a support player just does things that are conducive to winning that aren't necessarily direct combat, or they do things to like guarantee that other players get kills without like sacrificing their ability to be in combat. So it's like it's still like sort of like the same role in the game, but you do it with a weapon that, like, you do it without not fighting. Like, so you can do these supportive things, but you also like don't shy away from combat or something like that, or you take part in combat directly. In Halo, a lot of times you typically see people. Oh god. Okay. Alright, let's go. Yeah, like in Halo, the support player is typically going to be putting shots on people to weaken them for teammates, which is kind of like why I played burst bombs the way I did it first. You're constantly laying down shots, you take the initial damage, and then you back up, and then your friend comes in and finishes the kill. You stay alive to control the spawns for your team, you play objective, you take calculated risks, whereas like the Slayer is going to take more like of an aggressive risk, but he can take aggressive risks because you allow him to. By being supportive, it's kind of like a two sides of the coin thing. Like you're still being aggressive and placing shots on people, but like your method of getting there is a little bit different. Damn. Yeah, hopefully that wasn't too convoluted of an answer, but I guess like the main difference is that a support like character or support weapon or something like that is like the first like understood definition is kind of like a weapon or character or class that like is supportive and is a bit worse in combat, where a support player is a player that does supportive things, and this kind of support weapon or support class that I'm talking about is just like a weapon that's good for a player like that, not necessarily one that doesn't do combat. Yeah. And like support doesn't necessarily mean not aggressive, but like you can see where like the stability and control and stuff helps your team. You pretty much have to be able to flick the switch back and forth. And also another thing is that like when it comes to like Slayer, like main Slayers and support players and stuff like that, or like hybrids or whatever, this is gonna be my last game by the way. In a typical game, like you're not gonna just only support and I'm gonna be the one to pick up the objective and I'm gonna be the one that stays back all the time, or it's not like I'm gonna ignore the objective and I'm just gonna rush in all the time and stuff like that. Like you over the course of a game, like supportive players slay and slayers support. It's just that typically because of your play style, one player is gonna do one thing more than the other. Yeah, exactly, Brawl. Support players have to be able to flick the switch whenever it's the best thing to do. Where, like, in the end, you really, like, there's a really fuzzy line between Slayer and support, but in reality, even at, like, the highest levels of, like, the really hyper-competitive team shooters like Halo or whatever, there's still a distinction. It's just because, like, it's just the way that people play better. And the factors that are like, oh, well, in this situation, Greg should have been the one to slay. Like, you really don't have that many situations where it's like you can't slay or you can't support, like, you know what I mean? But when so like you can choose which one's gonna do it, which player's gonna do it, if that makes sense. What the fuck? What? What was that? What? I don't understand what happened there. What happened? Did he die to a grenade? I really don't know what just happened. I don't know what the fuck that was. I honestly don't know how I got that kill. I thought there was no grenade nearby. I missed my tap shots. He just died. Holy crap. Vanilla Nozzle Nose? Well, the thing is, with Vanilla Nozzle Nose, is it's not as good as Zimmy. But I do play Vanilla Nozzle Nose on things like Kelp Tower Control, or I'm sorry, Camp Triggerfish Tower Control and Pit Tower Control, because they're flat maps where the Vanilla Nozzle Nose isn't hindered, and they're also maps where getting those frequent whales to stop tower is really good in comparison with Bubble, that you might not be able to get all the time, especially on Triggerfish, where it's like it's hard to like bubble on tower, you just get pushed off. It's really nice to be able to just completely stuff every push and just get map control and just pretty much make it so you can't lose, but then you can go the fuck in with like disruptors and just like have map control and stuff like that. When I go Vanilla Nozzle Nose, I'll typically have like really low amounts of deaths and really low amounts of kills, which is like kind of typical of like a Halo support in certain games and certain maps, where it's just like you have one guy that just doesn't die and just put like way more damage out, because like in Halo you can see how much damage someone did and you can see how many assists they got, so it's like you'll see someone go like 2 and 2 or like 3 and 4 or something like that, where like typically in Halo your average is 12 kills, 12 deaths. So you know what I mean? Like 4 is like a third of what the average amount of kills is, or deaths is. So, or 12 and a half, like game to 50, and then in objective modes it can be more or less, but you know what I mean? Where like But then you look at like their assists, and their assists like skyrocket. They get like 20 assists, something like that. And like the amount of damage, like you'll see like the main Slayer, the guy with the best KD, will have like 1,000, 2,000 damage, and like the support will have like 5,000, 6,000 damage or something like that. Just way more than everybody else. And like the Nozzle Nose does feel like that on those kinds of maps. But Zimmy feels like that too. It's just that Zimmy can get a little bit more kills. It has to be a little bit more aggressive than Vanilla Nozzle Nose to like really be effective. Because like the one thing I've learned about Zimmy is like when you get those bubbles, you got to use them. You know, the heavy depletion does matter, and like sitting on bubble is a big risk. And like you only take that big risk when like you know that you can guarantee that it pays off without wasting a lot of time, or when like you kind of have to just fuck it, like we're gonna lose unless I just hold on the bubble for a second here. But it's like when you hold on the bubble with Zimmy, you stop painting as much, you stop pressuring as much, you just give up ground. So it's like that one bubble after they push tower to 20 points as good as just using the bubble to like stop them from being able to really push a tower to 20 points in the first place? I don't know. You have to think about it. Whereas like Vanilla Nozzle Nose, you have like no pressure to use your special. It's light depletion. It's not as like critical as like losing bubble, and you can build it way faster. Like pit tower control, Vanilla Nozzle Nose, like even without painting like the reserve, like the Baron area that like you just pretty much use to like get free specials, I'll get like 6 whales a game. You know what I mean? Like I'll get like pretty much a whale a minute or more. And then, you know, then you have the lower area to paint. That's like 2 or 3 more whales down there. So like I've gotten like I'm pretty sure that I've gotten like 9-10 whales in a game. So it's like a whale every 30 seconds with Nozzle Nose on games where like they're pressuring us, and I with like closer range weapons, so I can constantly overpaint what they're doing and not get killed. Like yeah, I'll get a ton of whales. But yeah, that is the stream. I'm gonna have to end it now. So thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for listening. Then I'm gonna do the thing where I haven't chose someone to host, and I say that I'm done, so people leave, and by the time I host that person, there's no one left to be part of the host. So, oh, Pixel's streaming, so let's just host him. That was easy, really easy. So thanks everybody, and I'll find the host button. Don't worry. There it is, and I'm gonna press it. Bye.